Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Starcom Nexus. In the last episode, we acquired one of the items needed to trade for that Starcom code, effectively, held in an alien museum. A piece of the, I can't pronounce it, but the gigantic tree's heartwood that we had found in the episode prior. We still need a singing crystal, and we need something scepter as well. I was thinking that we know where the crystals are, or I suspect we know where the crystals are, having bumped into them quite some time ago. And maybe we can pick up the scepter from the one insect base in that near that one asteroid field, someplace in the north. I forget the name of the fortress now, but it's up here. Or is it up there? It's here? I don't remember. I think this is it. I think it's by this orange main sequence. So I figured we visit that as well and see if we can purchase the scepter for some titanium. We're up to 96 bucks, by the way, in the donation jar, in case you guys are curious. And I designed a new ship, the Thunderbird. It basically looks like the Gallant, one that we didn't use, but all other 55 modules are filled. It's a little faster than the ship we had been using for the past 2 or 3 episodes. And it has no plasma guns on it. The first time I think I'm trying this out. We instead only have secondary weapons. 4 missile launchers and 5 laser turrets. We have 4 shields on it as well. We'll get to see how well it does. I might go back to the drawing board and swap out the turrets. The missile launchers for plasma turrets. But we'll give it a try. It's always fun to try out new things, depending upon what those new things are. Let's go ahead and try to get over to where I suspect the singing crystals are. Okay, so I think they're down here somewhere. Just want to zoom into these planets. Super telescope. Right, we left that untouched because we decided not to break it down. And I thought it was down here, but apparently I am incorrect. Uh-oh. Let's make this... That makes us super awkward. Oh, we've been unsurveyed. No, this planet was surveyed. It keeps... Yeah, this is not an unsurveyed planet. What does it say? Unless the game is hiding something from us. Okay, we'll probably have to check that out later. Well, this is a bit awkward, everyone. I thought I knew where the singing crystals were, and I apparently do not. Let me quickly cut the recording and look around for it, and I will be right back. Oh, and here it was, just a few seconds later. Yep, it is down in this area. So we'll go ahead and warp here, and head on up there and visit that crystal. Visit the crystals and grab one for another part of our quest. That's the pulsar. Out to the right will still be capable of annihilating us, I think, if we walk into its beam. Maybe you get research points for doing it, but I've not been brave enough to let my ship get destroyed. Even when I'm not recording, even when a game's not a roguelike, I still attempt to not let myself get destroyed. Hello, Vendari. Do you keep your scientific learning from us because you have hostile intentions? Offer us some technology. And we will return to exchange with knowledge of continued peace. No. Nope. Nope, we're not doing that. Just one of you threatening us as well? That wasn't very smart. That was not very smart. You should have had at least another 5 ships there to back you up. Oh, this vessel might be the first one that where we also have 2 habitat modules attached. Bring us to 80 people on board the vessel. Nice. they will allow us to repair more often and technically allow us to lose more of them before we run the risk of our ship being completely unpopulated and do more away missions. But I tend to double back to Kite Station once I've got about 500 or so research points to spend them. Hopefully, we'll pick up knowledge about flak, the new super cannon, or drones in the future. The survey team takes in an encore performance of the Crystal Song, collected an intact cluster. The team carefully loads an entire cluster into the lander's cargo bay. That's another one of the museum's requested artifacts. This is kind of a weird museum collection. I agree. How did they know these things even existed, I wonder? Maybe the Starcom suit. They were able to somehow decode it, and it wants these things for some reason. But I can't think of what the heart, like to create something in particular, but I can't think of what it would be. Anyway, that's kind of all I wanted from here. Let's look at our quest log. Right, we also found the Dyson sphere in the last episode. I forgot about that. We went out into a random area of the galaxy, out here where nothing was detected, and we found something. A ionized nebula, which will damage us if we fly through it rather quickly. And we found this Dyson sphere, a large artificially made sphere which contains probably planets at the very least within it. It has it's also not affecting anything around it. Some sort of weird space-time thing is happening, which is stopping it, which is allowing it to exist without causing any distress to the surrounding planets or the star near it. Interesting. We also found what looks like an entrance port, but we are unable to figure out what to do with it at the moment. Alright, what were other quests? We have a deep space anomaly. The sunken ship, which we had the isotope for. We'll do that in a later episode. Right. Okay. Since we need a ward stick, maybe they sell something similar to that up at that one fort I was mentioning earlier. So let's go there next. Don't want you to be struck by the pulsar beams. Okay, what can we talk about, guys? So, well, let's head over there first, and then we'll think of some stuff to talk about as we cruise around the galaxy looking for new things. So let's go here. Oh, are these? These are the bugs. Let's try our laser arrays. Destroyed immediately. Yeah, these poor things. A heads up that I changed my hotkeys a bit to make it easier for me to actually use my secondary weapons. So, and now the old key I was using, or the mouse button in this instance, which fired them originally, no longer does. It just occurs to me, I don't have a way to deal with enemy missiles. We will have to rely on our shields to protect us from them. We still have the combat music playing. I see one more. Oh, poor thing. Trying to get away. Combat music is still playing. There's more hostiles out here somewhere. Ooh, quite a few of them. Why not wipe them out while we're here? I also think I went to the wrong place. This is not the place we wanted to be. This is fun. Just to run around and slaughter the Chitek. We haven't seen these guys in a while. They will never make peace with you, to my knowledge, either. You cannot get them to do so. Even if you are massively stronger than them, they will not surrender to you. We've killed too many of them at this point for them to consider it, I suppose. And yeah, this is not the right place. I want to go to a different place. It was up here I want to go to. Fun little diversion, though. Oh, I see another Chitek. Another frigate. We'll let that guy... Actually, no, we won't. A single antimatter missile is all it takes to destroy that. And a tiny bit of titanium is what we earn as well. I hear my phone going off, so we're going to have to check that. But first, let's do this. Oh, we warped in on a asteroid, which killed 2 of our people. Wow, game. Oh, and I also realized we don't have a way to deal with asteroids either. No. Probe. No, that's gone. Darn it. It did a loop around this and then it just teleported away. Okay. This is the planet that we want. Let's go ahead and say hello to them. Oh, Intark Citadel. Welcome to Intark Citadel, where all are free to trade with her agents. Shall I connect you with our resource trading system, or are you interested in some of our unique items? Show us your unique items. Our unrivaled collection of rare artifacts is available to our most distinguished patrons, such as yourself. A silver staff, a humming rod device, a progent turret mount. So, this is probably used for a different quest. It's 650 titanium. I don't know how much we have, but I think we have enough to take it. So let's get this. This small wand-sized device emits an audible hum and a colored light when used. It seems to be designed to manipulate inorganic objects at a distance, but results are so unpredictable, it's not clear who would find the device useful. And unfortunately, we just lost the intercom from our first officer, but we'll look at it later. Okay, we have 721 titanium still remaining, but that was very expensive. While we're here, though, why not get another one of these things? Let's get the progent turret mount, which might be something for our plasma weaponry. If this is indeed... I said that correctly. If this is indeed a progent turret mount, the plasma weapons they use were far more advanced than our own, but definitely recognizable. It looks as if some of the parts were removed, probably sold separately, and the base resealed. But the connecting column still contains a Bose-Einstein condenser, which probably made it more energy efficient. This will definitely be of interest to the lab. We're done. We're all set on rare artifacts, thanks. Let's trade as well. I ended up, to complete this ship of mine, to build a 4th shield. I need to go out and actually trade for adamantine, as I was 13 short. So we are completely out of that. And it looks like neutronium is probably valuable to them if you want more titanium. So I'm going to trade 70 to get back a bunch of it. And I'll also trade some of this cheerlight, too. And we'll come back here later. Oh, the rod may be that's... Never mind. The rod may be the scepter that one group... I forgot about that. The whole reason we came here was for that. Let's go ahead. Let's go back and get that for 200 titanium. Sorry, we almost forgot that we would like that silver staff. This matches the description of the ward stick. Oh, the mines we're looking for. And also shows that this is not merely an inert rod, though some unknown mechanism. It causes certain transition elements to vibrate subtly at a 4-kilometer radius. Oh, I thought the other one was what we wanted for them. Okay. There's still more there for a lot more titanium, but I don't see why we would want it quite yet. So let's bring that ward stick back to that one group, and I think they'll be able to get us some gold or platinum or neutronium for what we just purchased. Then I'll go back to Kite Station, quickly see how much research points we can spend, then cut the recording briefly so I can see what that call was for. Where was that group of people? They were out here, I think? Yep, Hard Luck Mine. And the warp gate we want is... Oh, the portal we want is over here. Ah, the Aronas are here, right. We can't trade with them individually, if I recall correctly, though. We have to trade with them on their home planet. I forget what resource they use. I think it's Chirolite, if I recall correctly. Oh, hostiles. Vendari. They're not moving toward me, though. So we'll let them just be down there. I would love to hunt them down with this, but I do want to check my phone. Oh, looks like we have some more up here anyway, so we'll be dealing with something hostile. Oh, hello. And the Sentinel, huh? Guess what? We have more lasers than you have. And ours lock on faster. So, I guess I should probably zoom in to show the lasers and what they're doing, but they pretty much do what we've seen the Sentinels do before. I have all of them right here, so that when I point the front of the ship at something, and one locks on, I'm pretty much guaranteed that the rest will be able to in quick succession. The distance that you have them on your ship doesn't matter, just that they're all within range. The mining outpost continues to operate, barely. The administrator asks the team The administrator asked the team if they've encountered the ward stick. Yes, we purchased it at the Citadel for you. The administrator, 200 platinum is for 200 titanium effectively. That's like fantastic trade. And delivers the promised reward. Alright, let's go back to Kite Station. And we'll see about some more research. Yep. Not gonna talk about anything at the moment, guys. I'm sorry, because we're anything random. Because I am in... Oh, don't hit the Corona. Because I am planning on cutting the recording briefly. But I guess, though, I'll talk really quick that I've heard that the new Unknown Space, the sequel to this, is pretty much this. It's got some more alterations to it where that you can add... Your ship can look a lot different than this, since it doesn't have to be modular quite the same way. Which is good, because I like trying to make pretty ships. I've heard that resources are a little more scarce, at least at the start, which is good. And I like what I've heard about your crew, since your crew is now no longer completely faceless, and can be leveled up in some capacity. On our ship, the only one who we really know is our first officer. The rest, we don't have a face for. Like our culture expert. We don't know what he or she looks like, for example. It'd be neat if we could also choose portraits for them, too. But the game, it did just enter early access. So there's probably still a bit of work to be done. So I'll be following it, and I might even play it when it comes out. And what did we gain? Bose-Einstein condensate. Decreases the energy consumption of turrets by 10%. That's worth just grabbing right now. Let's take it. Okay. And 507 points left. I guess since we're relying on shields, why not grab signed distance fields to increase our shield strength for each reactor by 50%? Which are going to be really useful since we're going to be relying on those protect us from everything as we charge into the enemy to use our lasers. And, you know, we have 200 research points left. Let's grab even more deep space boost. Alright guys, and I'll be right back. Alright folks. I'm back. I can't remember what we did. We just unlocked more research. Right. We got... All you guys know, but I don't. Because you were watching, and I was playing, and I don't remember anything if it happens more than 5 minutes ago. We just upgraded our laser, or plasma, which we don't have on this vessel, so that they require less energy to fire. And we took the last deep space speed upgrade, and I think we took another shield upgrade, so our shields can absorb more damage, I believe. 50% more per shield that we have. And where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? The Soviet have requested we find, investigate, and destroy their science station, which has been lost somewhere in the Arona territory near 1845. 1845 is... somewhere way down here where we haven't been yet. We should probably mark it on the map so we can get close enough to it. Okay. Well, I kind of don't want to go down there yet. We'll probably go back to where we were and unlock more warp portals and check around there for any other key. And this will let me explain the isotope quest that we're going to do. Temple of the Fallen Gods. We've found that the secret base is due west of Typhon, assuming this is a celestial navigation reference. We should figure out where Typhon is. We should try to find more of these temples. We also found that one... I thought we found a... yeah, this. Okay, this. I was looking. Sorry, I was looking for a planet information. It's a blue star. So let's look around to see if we see any blue stars. Here's one. And what's in this station? Station. What was it called again? Sunken ship. One desert, one barren, one gas giant, one water world. One water world, one desert planet, one gas giant. But that's cloud chamber. That can't be it. This is another gas world. Not this one. But this looks promising. No water world. No blue star. Right. You need to find a blue star first. We might not have found it yet. No. No purple giant. We have a desert planet here. Not that one. No water world by that blue star. I highly doubt it's here in that nebula. Not a blue star. No water world. Blue star. Kind of a water world. But it's missing a planet. So it's not that one either. Not up in phage held territory. No blue stars there. Not a blue star. So I am... And I doubt it's in aura held territory. No blue star there either. Okay, then we have not found it yet. I hear you, but it's too late. Or if I have found it, I don't see it. I don't recognize it. Uh-oh. Is that hostiles? It is hostiles. Oh, this is probably just chit tech. No, no, we're near Kite Station. We gotta defend Kite Station. These will be sentinels. Okay, I don't know where it is, but it's not here where we accidentally warped to. Okay, so we don't know where that planet is yet. Or I don't see it. So, where could Typhon be? Let's not worry about those yet, then. Let's continue to just do more things that we know we should be doing, which includes, most importantly, exploring. Take our Thunderbird. Oh, don't hit Kite Station, which I'm going to manage to do unless I stop moving. Okay. So, the last place we had visited was up here. So, let's go back here. And we have Hostile Vendari. A single ship, it looks like, unfortunately for him. There's still hostile music playing, so there's probably more enemies here. Let's... Oh, you know what? There's no whirlpool here. Let's just go south then. Oh, actually, I see the enemy. I'd like the music to stop playing, so let's go ahead and kill this guy. Sorry, Vendetta Freighter, but you're the reason the combat music's playing, so we're gonna finish you. Okay, have a good day. Thank you for your contribution to us saving your galaxy. And south we go. Right, I began talking about Dungeon Hack, didn't I? And thinking the last episode. So that was another game we played this year. Once again, I still have more episodes of it to upload. It's not as bad as I remember it being, but I still don't think, unfortunately, I don't think it's a very good game. There are many other roguelikes I would rather play than it, and there are many other first-person, three-dimensional, real-time dungeon crawl grid games I'd rather play too, even the original Eye of the Beholders. If it was just balanced a little bit better or used a different type of combat system, I think I would like it a little bit more. If the variety of creatures on the levels was more, and there was actually like treasure chests and what have you, I think I'd like it better still. Alas, it doesn't have those things, so I can't recommend Dungeon Hack. But I do, I do have to give props, once again, to the character sheet. They did a wonderful job showing everything you could possibly want to know right there. And the customization options that you have when you want to design your levels of dungeons there's a lot, and I really like that. They give you quite a few options to configure your dungeon. Don't want to fight undead because you hate level drain? Disable the undead. Don't want a water level because you can't breathe underwater because you're not playing a cleric? Don't worry about it. Want more food because you're not playing a cleric? Go ahead, give yourself more food. Don't want creatures to do incredible damage because you're not playing a cleric? Don't worry about it. Just go ahead and reduce the damage the creatures do. Don't, well, that's about all I can think of. Oh, right. Also, if you don't want dead because you're not playing a cleric who's immune to level drain, you can figure that. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna razor this to death. Oh, there's a sentinel here. Nice! Nice! I did not realize that lasers work that way. It just burned through the enemy. That's nice. There's something there. We'll take a... Oh, it's one of those rocks. We haven't seen one of... Oh, all the supplies vanished, I think. I don't think I got them. We haven't seen one of these in a long time, have we? Is it on my map? It is. Neutronium core. Can we blast it with lasers? That was really efficient. Man, I like this. Look at the neutronium we got. Hail, Uluku Trader. In cool waters we saw you again. What did we trade for? Things for knowledge. We already knew about this tree. We already got the information from it. It might be worth hearing the story, but I don't want to pay 110 platinum at this moment. I wouldn't mind having more adamantine, though, but they are the roughest person, I think, to trade it for it with. But we did just pick up a ton of neutronium, so I'll take all 11 adamantine, and we can trade them 100 neutronium, which will give us a ton of platinum back. Let's do it. Okay, and we'll scan these other planets while we're out here. Something on this Class D desert world, it looks like to me. The picture agrees with me. On approach, the team fails to spot anything that looks of interest in the endless desert. The team's engineer wonders if the anomaly might be a false positive. Shifting soft sand makes finding a decent landing location tricky. Eventually they locate a spot, but it's a few kilometers from the alleged anomaly. Let's do one search, guys. Investigate on foot. It's a mystery how the team missed it from the air, but a short hike from where the lander set down is an oasis. Scans fail to detect anything at all unusual in the water, which is at most 2 meters deep and crystal clear. But the team members take turns investigating to be sure. They took a bath out in it. Good for them. It occurred to me. I mean, this is... I doubt he's doing it. But the maker of the new game, I believe this game, it's not played up here on YouTube often, but it's rather unique. I haven't found a game that really centers around exploration like this game does, except for Star Control 2. And I didn't play very much Star Control 2. It looked great, but I just never got around to playing it. It occurred to me that the difference between Star Control 2 and this is that the internet is out now, and has been for quite some time. And if the designer of the game was looking for, it must have taken a lot of work to come up with all these different planet things you could find. And if he asked the internet for assistance, I'm sure he would get more than a handful of people writing multiple stories about random encounters they could have on planet surfaces, possibly even a few quests, to really fill a galaxy with them all. There's something on this planet too. Another desert thing. I think we just saw this, right? Oh no, there's something different. The survey team encounters a tribe of intelligent nomadic bipeds who worship giant nedemodes that burrow beneath the dunes. The team's xenobiologists would very much like to capture and study one of these giant worms. Oh, like Dune. I remember this one. Sure, let's get one of them. Have the team try to capture a giant nematode. Is that how I say it? That's how I'm saying it. Nematode? Nematode. After carefully staking out an area, the team successfully manages to stun one of these dune giants with shock batons. You congratulate the xenobiologist for her discovery, and although 30 inches is indeed a giant nematode, privately you feel a little disappointed. I too was expecting like a gigantic sandworm the first time I saw this. I had to look up what a nematode is. It was hilarious. Well done. Well done. Like little things like that, you could punk or troll the player, but still reward them with a little thing and a little funny writing. It'd be good. I mentioned this not because I'm expecting or even want the designer of the sequel to do this sort of thing. I wouldn't expect it. It's his game, and well, so be it. You know, he hasn't said I'm going all sorts of tangents already. I bring it up only because I myself am very lucky to have so many viewers tune in to look at some of my videos these days compared to when I first started. And it's made me greatly appreciate the power that power's the wrong word for it. Knowledge base? The power is probably right though. It's like you have everyone's mind is different. They can think of things uniquely, come up with their own unique ideas, and think like all the time that they would spend would be separate, like a bunch of different processing units all working on the same problem, as it were. And having that, especially to have your writing or quest present in a game, would be amazing. I'm really grateful for the feedback that you guys, for example, have been given, or tips on games that I play if I'm doing something wrong, or in my case, what seems to be a theme, my constant mispronunciation of various things in the games. I never seem to get it right. A cursory search of the area where the supposed anomaly was detected reveals nothing of interest. Perhaps the anomaly scanner is on the blink again? Keep searching the area, there must be something. After making detailed scans at multiple locations, it suddenly dawns on Team Biologists that this planet is the anomaly. The distribution of minerals and the underlying tectonics show subtle patterns that could not have been arisen by chance. This planet was artificially constructed. By whom or why remains a mystery. Oh! How about that? That is indeed very interesting, isn't it? Tim says in a mysterious-like voice. Having gotten a little further in the game, to the end in fact, I understand now. I understand. I gotta stay mysterious to keep the ending a secret from you guys, by the way. So, unfortunately, that's all I'll say about that. We played Tales of Iron this year. You guys remember Tales of Iron? It feels like we played that like 3 years ago, but no, that was this year. Tales of Iron is a... Hold on. Those are too dangerous to let them exist. If I get a chance to detonate them, I will detonate them wherever I find those, because I'm going to accidentally run into one of them at some point. Let's quick save just to be sure. Tales of Iron is a... it's not really a platformer, or there are platforming elements to it. It's a beat-em-up, kind of. What would it be? I can't think of... I mean, there's got to be lots of other games it's like. It's not... Oh, man. It's not like Fatal Fury. Because there's no 3-dimension to it. There's, well, there is, in a way, but it's side-scrolling up and down, and that's it. But you can't move up on the stage, other than climbing ladders or jumping, for example. to clear obstacles or what have you. It was great. I like the voice actor for it, who was Geralt from The Witcher 3. The combat was very tough, and it's extraordinarily punishing. On normal mode, I could not afford to make very many mistakes before I was going to be slaughtered by the enemy. And the bosses hit very hard. 2 or 3 hits and that's the end of you. I like the story, I like the world. I thought it could be balanced a little better when it came to the supplies, because I ended up maxed out on all of the currency types that were available in the game. But I liked it. I liked it very much. I enjoyed playing through it. I fought one of the final bosses that are optional in the arena fights that they had there. If they ever work on the game again, I will gladly pick up another DLC for it or an expansion for it. Really liked that game. Yeah, I can probably give Tales of Iron 2 thumbs up as well. What a fun game that was. And this is hopefully not all Sentinels. No, there's Vendari down here too. We could make peace with Vendari, but I like killing them. It's fun to have some enemies in the game besides Sentinels. Although, we will detonate this Sentinel first. Yes! Guessed correctly. Number of shots required. Some titanium will be useful back in Tark's Citadel. You guys are guarding a warp portal, I see. Ooh, cool trader, you really shouldn't be here. Well, actually, you should be here, but I don't want to hit you. I guess we'll deal with the Vendari, since they're all here after all. That was fun. Grab all this. This as well. Sorry, Lotaeri, but we did the fighting. This all belongs to us now. We're totally taking this. Let's destroy the rest of whatever's here. Sentinels. 3 Sentinel cutters. Cutters are not armed with their pulse lasers. So we can just hammer at them from range. That looks like a Flenser to me. Oh, I like this ship. I like this ship. Even without the plasma turrets, I don't really need them. I think we traded with this guy already, didn't we? No, we did not. Alright, so I still want even more adamantine. So I'm willing to trade for 11 of it, and I'll give you 100 titanium. That doesn't really do much for us. I'll give you 52 gold. Still doesn't do much for us. $29 yttrium. Just need 8 more. Okay, let's go ahead and see what planets are out here that both the Sentinels and Vendari were busy with. Surface anomaly detected. Let's see what this barren planetoid has on it. A cursory search of the area where the supposed anomaly was detected reveals nothing of interest. Perhaps the anomaly scanner is on the blink again? Have the team keep searching the area. There must be something. Nearly a kilometer away from the original landing site, the team discovers the fragments of an artificial object, possibly a large probe or life pod. It's pretty much been obliterated by its rough landing, so the team is only able to recover some titanium scrap. I'm really impressed by the amount of randomized things you find out here that aren't like, dangerous. I really liked that. As a dungeon master from the 80s, I always took to heart the very first dungeon in the Dungeons and Dragons Red Book series, which had some random encounters in it, like that weren't combat related, some combat encounters and treasure, but they had a decent variety of it. And so when I design my dungeons or areas, I try to keep that in mind. Like, not every single room needs to have a monster in it. Not every single encounter needs to be hostile. And sometimes, just a clever puzzle, or even just some treasure lying there without any traps nearby it, is a nice reward for the players for them taking time to explore it. So, I just realized, though, something else, an entirely different tangent. Tim's mind's already moved on to something different. If we do encounter a wreck, without any lasers, we can't destroy, I believe, oh, not lasers, plasma turrets. We can't destroy any of the scrap that might be around it, so we'll have to mark it down. I imagine that because we're approaching something like it at the moment. A transport ship. Looks like it died quite some time ago. From the outside, this appears to be a large transport ship. Its drive engines are cold, and there are no energy readings. Send a survey team to investigate. The inside of the ship is unpressurized, either by design or its atmosphere has leaked away. There are a variety of rather antiquated but recognizable ship systems, life support, helm control, comms, etc. But the majority of the hull is filled with an enormous propulsion system, and hundreds of glass tubes filled with corpses. The team doesn't recognize the species. They look like a cross between an ostrich and a lobster. Analysis of the ship's systems showed that a programming error caused the automated navigation system to crash due to a numeric overflow. A very primitive AI tried to recover, but only succeeded in completely destroying the reactor. Most of the equipment has little salvage value, but the now lifeless life support system has a fair amount of platinum. It won't do any good to these guys. Salvage the life support systems. They're all dead already. The team disassembles the systems in awkward silence, trying to avoid the dead gaze of the former passengers. The dead have no need of their trinkets, so at least not today, in this episode, so we will go ahead and take it. Well, that other star's a long way away, but I guess we'll head out to it. We can talk a little bit more about the other two games I played on screen this year, not including this one. Yep, let's do it, Tim. There's no reason for you to delay. Head on out there. You've already explored this planet. And I think we're going in the right direction. Good enough. Alright. We played through Aeon of Sands this year. Just got finished with it, actually, this very week, and began uploading this game right afterwards. Aeon of Sands is a first-person, three-dimensional, real-time combat grid-based dungeon crawler, similar to Eye of the Beholder, Vaporum, Legend of Grimrock. Only it's also a little different. I would say it's probably truer, in a matter of speaking, to Darklands. You have these text encounters, adventures, and when you're in the handful of cities you can get to, or camps, you explore it by means of a choose-your-own-adventure, text-based interface, for example, where you do this or that, and results happen based on your actions. But when conflict occurs, that takes place in a real-time, just like Legend of Grimrock, and there are dungeons or ruins to explore as well. I really liked most of what this game had, so it'd be hard to say one thing in particular. The music was good. I liked the combat. It was some of the trickiest combat I had to do. It required a great amount of quick reflexes. I liked the setting very much. It takes place in it felt like a post-apocalyptic setting on a desert planet that isn't Earth. Magic exists of a sort in that world, which requires catalysts for you to use. I liked I like the way the equipment was described to you as well, because the protagonist in the game is trying his best to understand it based upon just his previous use of it, or his very limited knowledge of what it could possibly be. I've heard people really don't like the writing for Anne of the Sands, and I will say that it was weird for me at first to read it, until I understood, I think, what the designers of the game were going for. They were going for... Because, okay, so some of the writing is very descriptive, very good, as if you were reading something from, well, let's say H.P. Lovecraft describing something, or Lord of the Rings describing an area that they're walking through. Very descriptive. Some of it like poetry. But some of it was not. Some of it is fourth wall breaking. What are you? Oh, I think you're a Saurid. You're a Saurid, right? You are not a Saurid! I am the Hierophant of Gortanu, speaking through this vessel. Who are you? Do you seek Eos? We've heard of this before. Is this the race that took those bipeds from that one planet where they were said they are forbidden from going to this place? I am Jared Hiltman of Starcom. I do not understand your question. The Gortanu serve the Silver Messengers and preserve their commandments. The Silver Messengers? Do you mean the Sentinels? They are known by many names. It would take 100 billion sunrises to write out their true name. They guard the eyes that watch the path that none must follow. They are the keepers of the commandments. What are the commandments? They are the laws that hold the universe from oblivion. The children of the dawn must never climb the ladder of heaven. The sacred artifacts their ancestors forged must be let lie. No one may listen to Ios whispers or seek his pit. The Hierophant is their divine servant and final interpreter of their will. The first children, it basically is what I... So the first race is not allowed to ever travel in space again, is how I read that first sentence. Oh, or not, because the next one says that they're ancestors, so there's someone before them. But there's some race out here that must never be able to reach the stars again. They can't... Any of their weapons that were created by the people that made the Children of the Dawn, or that were their ancestors, can't be used by anyone. You can't listen to Ios whispers or seek his pit. I'm guessing that's the background that we've detected. That's been jammed in a few places. The Hierophant is their divine servant and the final interpreter of their will. I don't know what that could mean, other than it sounds like there's someone out here still who serves them and translates all the information to the Sentinels, or transmits it to them. Oh, that's Sentinels, sorry, to the Children of Dawn. I don't think we're allowed to ask these questions, because we're not allowed to listen to his whispers or seek his pit. So we're not going to mention this to him. I don't know if we're even allowed to ask this question for him. You don't happen to have a scepter we could buy, do you? Insolent infidel! The Hierophant scepter was stolen by artifact thieves, and it would not be for sale at any price. We'll be on our way. I can't tell what type of weapon systems he's using on that ship. We are neutral with this race at the moment. New sector of space, new alien race. Anyway, the designers of the game, I think, were going for an interaction as if you were playing the game with the Dungeon Master in a role-playing setting. Because, in my experience, playing like pen and paper D&D with my brothers, my family, my friends in college, half the time is spent not being serious. And so some of the writing, the responses you can give, and the way that the narrator speaks to you is not serious. The complete opposite of some of the other parts of the game. And it took a while for me to get it, but I get it. I think I understand what they were going for, and it began to rub off on me the more that I played the game. The silicate surface of this planet is in a constant state of flux between two different crystalline structures. Normally one structure would dominate. I'm sorry, First Officer. This probe has spent the past decade recording the audio-visual broadcast from a planet. Unfortunately, it's mostly political propaganda and footage of what looks like a golden boot. Man, I guess even out here way in the future, way in the past, or someplace else altogether different, people still get bombarded with stupid political commercials and ads during election cycles. Anyway, if there had to be two things about the game, let's say, that I disliked, the writing took a while to rub off on me, but I did like it. I was so curious as to why it was written that way until it finally dawned on me why it was. I'm not quite sure if that's what they were going for, but that's the impression I got. And rust flowers. I hate rust flowers so much. I hate them. But rust flowers are like, imagine a pit that doesn't actually drop you anywhere, it just damages you. You know, there's a spiky section of the ground, and if you walk over it, everyone in your group has a chance to be damaged based upon how good their footwear is. Oh. Okay, I want to destroy this, but we want to investigate that ship first, and we want to make sure there's no one around that when we detonate it, or they'll also be blown to hell. You know, I don't think he's going to run into it. Don't you dare run into it. This is another transport ship of the same design previously encountered. The drive engines are cold, but there are faint energy readings from within. Send a survey team to investigate. Again, there are hundreds of glass tubes filled with lobsteriches, as the team refers to them. However, this time the reactor system is still operational, but just barely. The team engineer guesses that it will fail soon if left alone. She believes she could repair the system with 30 units of chirolite. Alternatively, the life support system will very soon not have anything to keep alive if the reactor fails. Fate has decreed that if we do not intervene, that this race, I'm guessing this is a colonization ship, perishes. No one else seems to care about helping them, judging from these two other races, the Uku and then this other group whose name I can't remember already. Darn it. Are just ignoring them. But fate also put us here for this group after it showed us what happened to another one of their ships. Repair their reactor. After a few hours' work, the team engineer is able to get the reactor up to 90% of peak output. She also implements a patch to navigation code, which she's almost positive will prevent the software crash from recurring. With fingers crossed, the team returns to Final Hope. Oh no, please don't crash into that. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh no. What's going to happen? Oh. Are you taking that with you? This is so awkward. Because I know what happens to the ship. But I've never seen it do this before. Okay, good luck. Good luck. So, we've repaired the vessel, and I'm guessing, I know, it is going to attempt to fly to a place where these creatures were hoping to exist. But I've never seen it take one of those explosives with it before. I'm too nervous to follow it because I'm worried it will self-destruct. Maybe that only detonates if we touch it. Okay, well, I guess it can take it with itself. We will follow one of them when following one of them could not potentially lead to our destruction. Oh, look at all the asteroids around this planet. Or are these crates? These are crates. Well, I can't right-click on them. So we're not allowed to actually fire on these things. Gortanu is what they're called, Tim. I'm guessing what's on this planet is somehow related to what's above it. This planet is just now starting recovery from some kind of terrible apocalypse. Analysis shows that until recently, the upper atmosphere was choked with atomized particles of soot, blocking out the sun, thus killing off virtually all vegetation. Strangely, there's no evidence of asteroid impact, nuclear radiation, or any other common causes of catastrophic winter. The lack of physical destruction allows the teams to recover large quantities of titanium from a number of locations. Crates! Okay, we'll have to come back there later when we have a ship that can actually detonate those. Let's do another star. We haven't found another warp gate, nexus gate, warp nexus, gate, warp, nexus, warp. So let's go up this way and see if maybe there's one by this star. Now the Gortanu kind of alluded that they are allies with the Sentinel, or at least they believe themselves to be. So if we open fire on Sentinels while they're around, it is likely to cause some friction between us and the Gortanu. Back to End of the Sands really quick. I really like the End of the Sands in the end, but I would say it's probably not for everyone, if only because I know some of the choices you make in the game can lead to some disastrous outcomes. But I like that sort of thing, having played Lobotomy Corporation. I like the mines that are laid in front of you, and discovering what they are, and then possibly how to avoid them in the future. It's also difficult to get companions in that game, because the game isn't like Eye of the Beholder. Where you get to make a team of people. Oh no! Well, we know what this is, but we don't know. I don't have a way to deal with the drones. I think drones ignore shields as well. So we just have to just hope our missiles and lasers will work on this. Oh, that was a mistake. Have to pull away. Very good though. We did lose 2 more crew. Wow! We found part of a novel type of capacitor that could discharge tremendous amounts of energy in a short period of time. Plus 225 research points. That's another fragment of the same weapon design. Still not enough for us to start research. So they had a base over this planet. I am going to guess that there's another race down here that they were preventing from reaching the stars. Nope, I would be wrong. Nothing on the planet at all. Here's another lobsterich vessel. Why don't we help these poor people too, assuming that they also haven't perished? This is another transport ship of the same design previously encountered. The drive engines are cold, but there are faint energy readings from within. It is yet another lobsterich colony ship, crippled by the same numeric overflow bug. The team engineer takes opportunity to lecture the rest of the team on the importance of rigorous system testing procedures. I completely agree. You don't want a buffer overflow from a simple array issue. You need to check it. Check it! If you think you got it right, God, check it. Again, the systems could be repaired with 30 Shirolite or dismantled for salvage. Repair the reactor. After a few hours of work, the team engineer is able to get the reactor back up to 90% of peak output. She also implements a patch to the navigation code, which she's almost positive will prevent the software crash from reoccurring. With fingers crossed, the team returns to Final Hope. This one, I think we'll follow this one. As long as we're kind of pointing this the same way, we should be able to follow them, or guard them at least. Yeah, so I really like the Age of the Sands. Can give it 2 thumbs up. It's not for everyone, but I really liked it, and I intend to play through the game again in the future. By saying it's not for everyone, I mean that it's got a few things with it that I liked, but I know some other people might not like. But still, I really enjoyed the game, and I liked most of the design decisions that the team made. Rust flowers are the only annoying thing, because then I gotta do something else in the house. The game has what I like to call caring time in it, because it has life regeneration in it, naturally over time. Which is good, because when your characters are all low on health because you stepped on a bunch of rust flowers, you're going to need to spend about 10 minutes waiting for your life to recover, but at least it will recover. And so the game cares about you. It doesn't want you playing a video game all day for hours and hours and hours at a time. And so instead of that, you can go and get your laundry done, do some dishes, do some yard work, move the trash, change out the garbage in the bathroom, fold your laundry, start some laundry, do all that sort of stuff. Oh, that was really awkward. My computer decided that it was time for it to apparently do this quick keys thing. It went out in this direction, so we're going to go out in this direction too. And we gotta hope that our angle is more or less the angle they used, or the further this ship had to fly, the further off we'll be from where its destination was supposed to be. It looks like we might eventually be arriving at where this is located. Out here. Hopefully that's not the case. Because we'll be flying for like 10 minutes at that rate. But whatever. Let's talk about the last game that I can remember playing this year. The Stirring Abyss. Another game I'm currently uploading at the moment. Actually, I played lots of games this year, but this was the only other one I think I'll get time in to record and upload at the moment before the new year hits. The Stirring Abyss is a turn-based strategy game similar to the new XCOM series, but with the setting taking place in Terror of the Deep. You are commanding a group of Americans, I'm pretty sure, from a submarine who was sent to investigate this one trench and beat the Soviets there in the year 1963. So during the Cold War era, I believe. And it's a Cthulhu-esque type of game, because there's monsters down there that your team is defeating, and there's rituals that your team performs to enhance their capabilities and likelihood of survival at the cost of some of their humanity by replacing limbs with tentacles and stuff of that sort. I like the gameplay. The setting is really great. I think they got the combat's good as well, if a bit on the easy side, if you know what to exactly build for. On that note, I don't ever see myself ever playing the game and building things in a different order. There's things which are clearly the things you should build first, and then things which are clearly the things you build after them. In a very particular order every single time. I might play the game again one time through in the future, but it would probably be a year or so before I decided to do such a thing. But I like the game. I think it's a decent game, and I can give it 2 thumbs up if you don't mind the fact that after 1 playthrough, probably after 2 playthroughs, I doubt well, that's a bit harsh to say, but I do doubt you'll play through it a 3rd time. But it's got a great theme. Once again, really like it, really like the music, like the sound effects, did a good job on them too. The story is decent, although I already know it's not going to end well because it's got that Cthulhu vibe, and our people are not human anymore, some of them, or not much, parts of their humanity are gone, replaced with awful monster bits, and so I'm thinking that there's no way this team gets back to civilization, which is what they're trying to do. They've repaired the sub, they could leave, they actually have the wiring manual, but they're looking for the captain to kill him, since he's the cause of all this nightmare which has been occurring. What else is there for the game? It's very punishing as well, which I very much like. And you feel rushed because there's this global timer occurring, which makes the game much tougher for you if you let it continue to build. There's this corruption meter, and every so often there's a global timer that you don't see, which is ticking forward, and every so often that corruption meter increases by 1 point. There are ways to lower it, but generally you're going to end up, no matter what you try, it's going to be increasing, and eventually you won't be able to stop it, and then the game gets much tougher. I like it especially because you need to go out and look for supplies, but that means you're spending turns looking for supplies and you might not find anything, and all that happens because of that is you might encounter other hostile enemy groups, which injures you a bit, wastes your time, and thus the corruption meter increases. You also have an oxygen meter that you're tracking whenever you're away on a mission, which means that your team can drown if you keep them out there for too long. So, I like all that stuff, and this was a mistake apparently, because we are not approaching this planet whatsoever. There's another game. I've currently uploaded 2 games. I mean, no one's going to see this until one of them has probably been activated. There's 2 games I have. Actually, there's multiple more games I've recorded bits and segments of. Wow, I can't even speak today. More episodes for, which are sitting on my computer. But I've uploaded quite a few of these too to YouTube, and I'm trying to make up my mind which of the 2 game series I want to make public first. I'm currently playing through Black Mesa, and have, I think, 10 or 11 episodes recorded. I'm just about at Forget About Freeman, having tried to record Black Mesa 2 other times earlier this year and failing because first time I attempted to record it and I ran into issues with my volume and voice. Second time, I figured I'd record it without speaking and then add my voice afterwards, but I couldn't do it. My editing software has problems with it because of because of the size of the videos, so it can't overlay a voice segment over the previously recorded video segment. I can't do it. Normally I use something called Virtual Dub to do all of my editing with, and it lets me interleave a different audio file with the video if I wanted. And I've done that in the past. I've stripped out the audio, tweaked the volume levels of it, and then reinserted it into the video again. I actually did that quite a bit this year to adjust volume levels. Vampire the Masquerade Redemption, for example, its cutscenes were incredibly loud, so I would segment the video, take that particular part, strip out the volume, lower the volume dramatically, reinsert it into the video, make sure everything was synced up correctly, recombine the video with the missing parts, double check to make sure everything is synced up correctly, and then upload it to YouTube. Oh, that's promising. We see a sun on the horizon. Well, a star. Let's go ahead and see what's out here. Hopefully there's a warp gate. I'm going to do something a little different this time that I did not do the last time I arrived here. I'll talk about it when we actually get here. I'm being a little mysterious, but you'll see what you'll understand when we get here. I think. Maybe. Anyway, so what I would do, for example, when I want to add voice after a video, which is what I did for the Bondi Corporation, is I would watch the video, and I would speak as I watched it. So I would play it back on VLC and record basically the video again using OBS for a much smaller recording file. But I wouldn't have the new recording done. I then would take my voice, strip it out of the new video I recorded, and then overlay it onto the original video, if that makes sense. Because the new video would be of poorer quality than the other one would have been. What are you? Oh, you're a red planet. I thought you were hostile for a second out there. Haven't seen a red planet in a while. I forget what type it is. Oh, and there is a warp nexus out here. Well, the first thing we're going to do is look at the sun. Shields up. Okay. That is a very Earth-like looking world. I'm guessing this is where the ostriches might have decided they wanted to settle. Class A2 planet. It probably is. I'm going to leave it unexplored at the moment, though, to look at this other planet first. I'll explain why. And we might... well, not first, I'm sorry. I want to look at the other planets just to make sure. This is a planetoid. Nothing here. So, the last time I was here, I went down to the surface to see what was down there. And the ostriches, the lobstriches, will be down there. I'm gonna get you, because I know what you're doing. Darn it! Swarm probe had nothing in it. Okay. But this time I want to wait to see if I can find more of those ships. I know there's at least 2 more out here, and I want to send every single one of them to this planet that I can find before I go down there. I want to see if there's anything different in the conversation which occurs. For no other reason than I'm curious. I don't think it will be different, but you never know. So we'll come back for this later. Oh, it's a molten world. Wow. Haven't seen one of these in a while, I think. Class G4 planet unsurveyed. Something down on it. Our team has got good away suits. So hopefully we won't lose anybody. Oh, look at that picture. This looks like some sort of vessel on the surface. It's astonishing that a ship has survived the extreme conditions of this planet. Even with the team's extreme envirosuits, they can't safely venture for more than a few hundred meters from the lander. But the crashed vessel appears to have been here for centuries. The data the team can gather from the scans of the advanced craft is substantial, but sadly it's far too hot for the team to enter. Geological scans show that it was attempting to construct a reactor below the surface using the planet's naturally high levels of uranium. In the process, they inadvertently triggered a runaway reaction, turning the entire planet into a nuclear furnace. Oh god, they caused it! Wow! Okay. Let's go ahead and head back home. Actually, first I'm going to do something a little strategic. And well, actually, no. Let's go back home first. I want to do the isotope thing. I want to do it in this episode. First, let's head back here. And get some more crew. Remember to add 4 more bucks. $100! We're at $100 for the donation jar at this moment. How about that? Commander Price. We could use more crew. Thank you very much. How's morale? Not too bad. Alright, that's good. Chief Engineer. Anything new? Nothing new. Okay, let's talk with Lieutenant Commander Victor Pillman about the isotopes. I'm not sure if you knew this, but we were recently pulled through a rift in space that wiped out most of our databanks. As you might expect, I have my hands full. Have you checked out that pottery we brought in? Pretty interesting, huh? No, I'm plagued with constant interruptions. Is there anything else? There's an undersea reactor leaking Xenium-36. We need some way to neutralize it. Yes. The Commodore sent me your survey logs. Xenium-36 is pretty nasty. Fortunately, it has a quantum-paired isotope that can completely neutralize it. Great. Can we synthesize it? Yes, I can, but it decays very rapidly. From the time I transfer it to your ship, you'll have only 5 hours by the ship's universal clock to get it to the reactor site. I'll have my lab assistants transfer it to your hold at the last minute before you debark. Okay, I'll rig the ship up for speed. So, the moment we disembark, we've got 5 in-game hours to get it to that planet. Because I thought we could tell him we were ready for it, though. I didn't realize that he would just do it for us. I wanted to do it in one run. It's probably going to take 2 or 3. Some things to remember before we do it. Number 1, if you take any whirlpool, remember that although our time playing the game is much faster when we take it, the in-game time, the hours, the minutes that pass, are longer than the time it takes to fly between those sectors. For example, the whirlpool from here to the next sector would take us maybe about 2 or 2.5 hours to take it, but it would take us, if we flew from this planet normally to that sector, it might take us only like an hour to do it. So they're instant transportation where you can't be harmed while you take it, but it takes, well, not instant transportation, but it takes a while to get there. So we want to get to that planet the fastest way possible, which means getting to the warp nexus, taking that to the closest warp nexus to that station, and then flying to it as fast as we can with our thrusters enabled. But remember, we also are not allowed to land on the planet if there's any hostiles nearby. They have to be eliminated first. I wanted to ensure there were no hostiles there before we launched. I won't get a chance to do that. For our ship, we've got all of the normal acceleration, We have all the engine and speed upgrades we could possibly get. Oh, technically that includes acceleration. So, hopefully we can make it there. But we should look at our ships really quick, because I seem to remember designing a particular ship for this. I think it was a Protoss Scout. So, first of all, this current ship has a max speed of 26. We could strip off a bunch of stuff and slap on more engines. The Protoss Scout has a max speed of 34. And it can fight. And we might need to fight, is the most awkward thing about this. Could make it faster if I do that, but I kind of want this instead. If I added more engines and more armor. Okay, we are a little faster. I'm making it just a little bigger. Okay, I kind of like the look of the other one better. I like how tight and streamlined it looked. But we'll go with this because it is a little faster. Alright, everyone. Wish us luck. I'm going to try for it. No. Go. Okay. It's over here. Somewhere. I've already forgotten where it was. It's here. Please hurry. Please, game, please! We're too far away from the freaking Nexus because our ship drifted away from it for a few seconds. Thank you, Gabe, for not pausing. Now we have to go all the time is not paused at the moment. Cares, go. Activate shields. That's bad. That tells me that there are other hostiles around. I don't remember the time that we launched. It was up here. So you guys can go and check and tell me how close or not close. We also don't want to be near planets because we'll fly faster away from them. It's been at least 30 minutes. It's been probably closer to 2 hours by now. So we have 3. I'm going to guess we have 3 left to get it there. Thankfully, time's paused when we're interacting with the menu above the planet. Go, go, go. If there are enemies here, we have failed. In which case, we'll just go get a bigger ship, come back here, destroy all the enemies, and then we'll come back again. Oh, we're out of energy. I didn't realize we could run out of energy with this ship. I put too many engines on it. Oh, that sucks, Tim. Oh, that really sucks. Okay, the original design was good enough then. Oh, that sucks. The shields being on doesn't matter for our energy. Just the engines. The engine draw. No, I don't think... We got probably till 7 o'clock, the absolute latest. If there's any enemies here, we're not doing it. Did we do it? Did we do it? Please hurry! It's a hostile! The survey team launches... We did it! Holy crap! The survey team launches an isotope container toward the leaking reactor. Within a few hours, radiation levels fall to... Oh, I did it right. Fall to levels allowing the team to approach the aft section. Inside, they are quickly able to locate the sealed cargo pod described in the captain's log. Cutting it open, they are startled to discover a status life pod with a human inside. Analysis of the data crystal shows that it has a large cache of Starcom technical data and some mathematical formula. It seems that she was alive, but in cryosleep when the ship entered into the water. Eventually, the radiation degraded life pod systems to the point of failure, at which point she died. Analysis confirmed that's another one of the key filter algorithms. That's 4 total we've collected. Her only possession of note was a data crystal worn as a necklace pendant. Nice, we got it. Okay, we are not a match for all of those, probably, Vendari. And we're not a match for a Flenser with this vessel, especially not given that we don't have the energy cells to power this ship. So we'll try to avoid them and make it to the whirlpool and get to the southernmost warp nexus. So we picked up our speed went from 38 to 36 to 38. So I don't think it was worth it to add on these other engines and the armor pods with them. If I was to do that, I think I should have stripped the armor, just made the ship for speed, and just launched. But I think my original design would have been good enough. That's Vendari. We're not fighting you. We're getting away. Same thing with you, sir. See ya. Sentinels and Vendari, and they're trading with each other or something. Just let them be. Oh, look who quite traitor. We want the warp nexus, and we're getting out of here. Doesn't matter. I just want to get away. Okay. Then back home. Which is... Oh, yeah, Tim. No, that's the wrong place. Is it the wrong place? Yes, it's down here. Okay. Alright, we did it! Not bad! Let's see if Pillman says anything. If you don't do it, he's able to synthesize as much isotope as you wish. You can keep going back to him and ask for another one, although he yells at you from time to time. The very first time, I think, or second time that you fail, he'll mention that about the warp gates, or whirlpools, and that you shouldn't, like, don't take them, if you, or rather hints that you should pay attention to that. If you tell him you just can't do it, he says, well then, that's not my fault, it's your fault. Like, either design a better ship, or stop bothering me with this, because it's Pillman. That's what he does. I wish there was more information here now that I think about it, about how much drain I have on my systems compared to how much I regenerate energy-wise, because I can't tell from this screen. But this was enough for... Oh, I went from 34 to 38. I still think we would have done it with this vessel, because I did it with this vessel the first time. And I had to fight with it, too. I think I was just barely able to kill one Vendari freighter before I arrived there. Alright, well, while we're here... Alright, we don't need any more crew. Okay, he says nothing else. Oh, that's interesting. So we asked him about the pottery again, and he says something different this time. I'd be bored about these questions if I paid any attention to what you were saying, but I've delegated answering them to a sub-process in my neural augment. Is there anything else? My research. I seem to remember that when he did say something different one time, I clicked so quick I missed it, because I didn't expect him to say anything different. Okay, how about that? We have 848 research points, too. I'm thinking that we probably don't actually need to spend any more points, do we? Let's hold on to these. Our Thunderbird can handle what's been put in front of it so far. And if we learn any new weapon systems, we might be happy to have all these research points waiting to go. Yeah, we'll just stick with what we got. And we'll go back to our Thunderbird. Oh, Tim, please tell me you saved it. I did. Okay. Alright, guys. So, we'll stop here. Off screen, I think I'm going to go back to all those places we just were at and eliminate all the Vendari and the other enemies there. When I come back, I will be in that area having wiped them all out, and you will get to see if I lost any crew, and I will make the donations appropriately into the jar. But in the meantime, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.